you've given me a little bit of assurance by saying that the decision has not been made on this issue of increasing the royalty rates onshore. You have stated, and rightly so, that it is more costly to develop on the public lands, and so as we look to a royalty rate increase, as has been suggested, that too then adds to that cost. And again, to my earlier point, I think it causes developers to look to develop on state and private before they would turn to our public lands. I do think it's important to recognize the study that was commissioned by the department to look at the royalty rate structures on our federal lands and compare them to other states, as you've noted, to other countries. There's a consensus coming out of the report that says that that a rate increase is not warranted. They compare Wyoming to other onshore areas, conclude that Wyoming's competitive edge is on shaky ground. Alberta and British Columbia are aggressively seeking to attract investment by offering incentives through lower royalty rates that encourage development. So I really hope that the department is looking very critically at your own analysis and working to ensure, again, that we are not putting additional hurdles in place for development on federal lands, additional costs on top of the costs that are already in place. So I am glad to hear you make the statement that it has not been, a conclusion has not been reached. Do you have any idea when you might make that determination, where you're going with that?
Senator, we really don't, or at least I don't at this point in time. I do know that we had conversations as recently as yesterday with the Office of Management and Budget regarding proposed rules as it relates to royalty increases. You know, Wyoming is doing quite well. You cited that the study said that they're losing their competitive edge. They're doing
your study, not mine.
Well. But nonetheless, there are a lot of factors that we have taken into consideration relative to what we will ultimately propose for any royalty rate increase. I will say this too, that the 12.5% royalty rate that's in place right now for both natural gas and oil has been in place for decades. And so I do think it was prudent that we conducted this study, that we are doing the analysis to determine what is a fair return to the American taxpayer.